Today, Tom Brady's going to be restarting his NFL career, but this time there's going to be a twist. He's going to be playing his career in reverse, so this time in the 2000 NFL draft, he's going to the Buccaneers for 3 years and then ending the rest of his career with the New England Patriots. And that's just going to be one of the many changes that come with his career being reversed. NFL history will never be the same. So taking a deep dive into his rookie season, he's going to have a pretty good supporting cast around him. For starters, Hall of Fame talents like Derrick Brooks, Warren Sapp, and John Lynch on the team are going to help him a lot, along with having a wide receiver 1 in Keyshawn Johnson. And they're going to be playing a very big role this year as the Bucs would go 11-6 and Brady would have a pretty decent year, going for 3,800 yards and 28 touchdowns. So with that record, Brady's going to be starting a playoff push in just his rookie year, as they're going to be going up against the Giants, who don't have Eli Manning quite yet, obviously, but do have Michael Strahan, who's been tearing up the league. So in Brady's rookie playoff debut, he'd be throwing for 6 touchdowns somehow and 345 yards, putting up an all-time playoff performance. So with Brady and the Bucs having all that momentum going into the divisional round, they would be dominating the 1-seeded Panthers to find their way into the NFC Championship in just Brady's rookie year. So in the NFC Championship game, they would be finding themselves having to face against a 49ers team with Terrell Owens and Jerry Rice at wide receiver, creating one of the best duos in the league. So even though Brady has a serious shot to go to the Super Bowl in just his rookie year, the 49ers team would just be out dominating them 41-20 to end the season. Wow, what an end for Tom Brady and the Buccaneers in his rookie season. They lose in the NFC Championship game to potentially an amazing 49ers team that will probably go on to win the Super Bowl. So after capping off a great rookie season for Brady, it's important to note what he's trying to do with his reverse career. He's trying to match what he did normally without his career being reversed. So these first few years on the Bucs should be setting everything up for the future. So even though Brady's time in Tampa is going to be very short-lived, he's going to try to make the most of it heading into season 2 now. And they'd be getting off on the right path to start off his sophomore year, going 15-2 as a team, and Brady having 3,700 yards and 29 touchdowns. So as they'd be one of the favorites coming out of the NFC, they'd be having to face the Eagles right away in the playoffs with Donovan McNabb and Brian Dawkins, and to be honest, I thought this would be an easy cakewalk for them. But it looks like Brady's offense was just not killing it at all in this game at all, so the Eagles would be winning off a game-winning field goal 13-10, sending Brady home early. So with that loss early in the playoffs, Brady's heading into his final season as a Tampa Bay Buccaneer, so if he wants to do anything to start off his career right, it's gonna have to be then. So as we jump into his final year as a Buccaneer, everything would be off to a very good start for him, as he would be throwing for a career high 3,900 yards and 31 touchdowns. So in his last year at the Bucs, he's going to be making the playoffs, and his first game is going to be against the 49ers, who he played against before. And even though Brady did just lose to his team in the NFC Championship in his rookie year, this team no longer has Jerry Rice, but it still does have T.O. But it's very clear that would not matter for the 49ers, as Tom Brady would be dominating them 33-14 to start his revenge arc in the playoffs. So his run through the playoffs would be continuing, as he would have to go and get his revenge on the Eagles in the divisional round, which is going to be a pretty tough matchup for him. But as I said, Brady's on a revenge arc this playoff run, and he's taking down the Eagles 23-17, finding his way back to the conference championship. So the only thing standing in Brady's way from a Super Bowl appearance would be the Green Bay Packers and Brett Favre, which is going to be the toughest team he's played yet. And for many reasons, this is going to be one of Tom Brady's most important games in Tampa. A win here would send the Buccaneers to the Super Bowl and at least have a good ending to Tom Brady's tenure in Tampa, but a loss here would be very disappointing. So this game would be intense the whole entire time, and to be honest, Brady was actually playing pretty decent through the first 3 quarters of this game. But when it came to the 4th quarter, it was pretty clear that having a legendary QB like Brett Favre would come in handy, and the Packers would be sending Brady and the Buccaneers home in the championship game. Another disappointing year here for Brady and the Bucs. Obviously gonna be the way that it ends for them, and Brady never winning a Super Bowl here is pretty crazy with the team that he's had so far. So it's safe to say that Tom Brady's time in Tampa does not even come close to being compared to what his normal career was like there. So his reverse career is already off to a pretty rocky start, but as he comes down to New England, there's a lot of opportunity here for the rest of his career, and he's definitely going to be taking advantage of it. So heading into season 4 for Tom Brady, this team's going to be looking very interesting and similar to what his rookie year looked like in Tampa. There's going to be a lot of talent on the defense this year. Having guys like Richard Seymour and Ty Law are going to be very helpful for Brady in his first year here. So Brady's first season as a Patriot, he wouldn't be doing too bad, throwing for 3,500 yards and 30 TDs, along with leading the team to a 10-7 record, making the playoffs. So in the wildcard round, he'd be making quick work of the Chargers and be heading into the divisional round to face against Peyton Manning for the first time in his career. And I'm going to say this right now, this is going to be one of the most legendary matchups that we see in this video, where they are going to be playing multiple times for some of the highest stakes in the playoffs yet. So Manning's offense is looking a lot better than Brady's offense right now, as he has legends like Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne, and Edgar and James to help him along the way. So this game would be as legendary as you would think, as we would be seeing both teams like this going at it the whole time, with both sides of the ball doing their thing. But going late into the fourth quarter, the Colts would be up 24-17. But lucky for Brady, he still has some time left on the clock to try to pull off a huge tie up here and force overtime against Manning in their first matchup ever. Brady now dropping back, taking his time in the pocket, throws it out to his receiver and gets out of bounds. 3rd and 5. Brady now throws it out to his guy. Incomplete there. Very bad throw there by Brady. Huge 4th and 5 coming up here. Brady dropping back. Needs to convert this here. Gets hit as he throws. Incomplete there. Colts play amazing defense. Turnover on downs for Brady on his potential game-winning drive. So Brady's game-tying drive would end up being a failure, and he's going to be heading to Cancun early this season. So even though Brady did lose this game, this isn't going to be the last time they're going to play each other in the playoffs, and trust me, they're going to have some crazy matchups here soon. In fact, we'd be seeing them play against each other in Brady's 5th season in the league, as they would actually be playing in the AFC Championship game for even higher stakes this time. So with both QBs competing for a shot at the big game, they would be putting their all out there in another classic game, and this time Brady would be having the upper hand late in the fourth quarter. But this time it's going to come down to the Patriots defense, as they have to shut down Peyton Manning, who has the ball left with 3 to go in the fourth quarter. All right, here we go. Manning now with 2 left in the fourth. He's only down 5 points to Brady here, and he's going to get it out to Edgar and James, and that's going to be now 4th down for them. The Patriots defense could come in huge here and potentially seal a very big win for them here going to the Super Bowl. And it's going to be incomplete. What great defense there, shutting down the tight end down the sideline. That should do it, and Brady should be finding a way to the Super Bowl for the first time. So finally, the long-awaited Tom Brady Super Bowl appearance has finally happened, and they're going to be facing the Atlanta Falcons along with Michael Vick. This team's honestly pretty dangerous with having Michael Vick on the lineup, especially when you think about all the dogs they got on this team. And there's a lot on the line this game, as both of these QBs have never won a Super Bowl yet, so they're looking for their first Super Bowl rings, and one of them here will be walking away with one. So with that being said, both of these teams will be putting their all into this game, as it's the final one of the year, and going in late into the fourth quarter, the Patriots would actually be struggling in this game, being down 21-14. So Brady has a chance to try to win this game with 2 minutes left, but he's going to have to do it on a game-winning drive, which he hasn't done quite yet in the playoffs. So if he wants to make some magic happen, now is the time. All right, here comes Brady and company. 2:17 left for them to go. 1st and 10. They have a whole fields of a way to go to even tie this game up. Brady gets a first pass down there, incomplete there. Looked like a little bit of a hospital ball there, but I don't know why he threw that. 2:12 left for Brady, throws it down to his guy, gets it a little bit past the 30, and that's going to be 3rd and 4 now. Here we go now, 3rd and 4. Brady badly needs a conversion here. Grabs a first down to his guy. I believe that's going to be Troy Brown there. 2:05 to go now. He's going to hand it off to his running back, and he's going to get 8 yards there, and that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Brady and company are already off to a good start here. They have plenty of time to get a score here, and he's going to convert yet another first down to Givens. Brady now again dropping back, and is going to get sacked very quickly. No great protection there. He's going to hurry up his guys to the line. 2nd and 17. Very quick pass out to his guy, barely any yards. 1:20 left now. 3rd and 12. Brady taking his time in the pocket and is going to get sacked again. 4th and 25. They're going to hurry up to the line again. I'm not sure why they wouldn't call timeout here for probably the biggest play of the Super Bowl here. Brady gonna need a very big throw here, and it's gonna be incomplete. Not even close to the first down line, and that right there might be the dagger. So just like that, Tom Brady's going to be walking away empty-handed in this game, and Michael Vick is earning his first Super Bowl ring as a Falcon. It's a pretty disappointing drive with some questionable calls along the way, and to be honest, this would be the start of a very bad 3-season run for Brady as well. Brady would be managing to lose in the playoffs 3 years straight, including twice in the wildcard round, which is a very bad look for him. So even though he maybe has made it to the big game once, people are starting to ask in New England if he he's really the best option at QB for the Patriots right now. So if he wants to change the narrative of himself being just a middle of the pack quarterback, it's going to need to change here soon. So as we jump into season 9, the New England Patriots have traded for Randy Moss, so Tom Brady now has a new wide receiver 1 on the team. And this would be a huge help for him, as he would be throwing for 4,000 yards and 35 touchdowns along the way with him, and also having Wes Welker will be a huge help for them. So the Patriots would be attempting yet another playoff run here, and it's all going to be starting in the wildcard round against Peyton Manning and the Colts yet again. And this game would be close between the two teams, but thankfully Brady would help his team gain a lead, and the defense would be closing out the game in a big way. Big 4th and 7 here for Manning here. Brady would be able to get another win on Manning here. That would be pretty huge for him. Manning's going to try to make a play outside the pocket. Throws an interception, and that is going to do it. The Patriots are taking down Manning, and this win right here would be huge for them, because this would be the momentum they needed to get their way through the playoffs, as they would breeze through the divisional round and the AFC Championship game to find their way back to the Super Bowl. And for Brady, he's going to have a pretty tough Super Bowl opponent ahead of him. He's going to be playing the Giants and Eli Manning in the Super Bowl, so he's going to have an opportunity to take down both Mannings in the playoffs, but it's not going to be an easy task. As we know, in Tom Brady's normal career, he was never able to take down Eli Manning in the Super Bowl, so a win here would definitely be a very big statement win for Brady's reverse career. So with both Manning and Brady having a lot on the line in this game, they would both be putting their best performances out there on the field the whole time. Both of these teams would be playing elite football through all 4 quarters, and it was definitely going to be a very close game the whole entire time. But as we started getting closer to the end of the 4th quarter, Eli would be up 21-20 with 2:33 left, but Brady now has a chance to pull off a game-winning drive in the biggest game of his life. A win here could eliminate all the narratives that were in the past and set up a whole new narrative going forward for himself. All right, here we go for Brady now. 2:10 left. They might take it down the 2-minute warning. We will have to see, and they are not. They're going to try to throw it. Gets it out to Welker, who is almost going to grab the touchdown, but that will be the 2-minute warning here. So here go the Patriots now with 2 minutes left. 2nd and goal. He's going to hand it off to his back, and his back is going to get it in. Touchdown Patriots. They're going to take a 6-point lead here, and never mind, they're going to go for 2. Okay, I guess you probably should in this situation, but it's going to be incomplete. Very good defense there by the Giants. They get the ball back now with 2 minutes left, and you only need 5 points to win this one. Manning now with 1:10 left needs to get something done quick here. Patriots make another great stop as Eli gets a completion downfield. 3rd and 16 now. Manning now dropping back, throws it out to Johnson, and he's going to get a few yards there. 4th and 10. Biggest play of the game for both teams here. The Giants don't get it here. This game's over, and Brady will be crowned Super Bowl champion. There is a flag, and that will be turnover on downs if this is holding. And it is. The Patriots are getting the ball back, and a few kneel downs or maybe a few quick runs, and this game's over, and Brady has taken down Manning in the Super Bowl. So finally, after 9 seasons, we're seeing Tom Brady win his first Super Bowl as a Patriot, and even though it took a little bit of time, it was definitely worth the wait. Not only does he now have his first Super Bowl in his reverse career, but he was able to take down both Manning brothers in a single playoff run, which is definitely going to be a huge part of his resume towards the end of his career. And this Super Bowl win is good, but as he's going into season 10, he's now chasing for the chance to go to back-to-back Super Bowl wins, which would help out his reverse career a lot. And the momentum from last season would keep building on this year, as the team would go 12-5, getting the 1 seed in the AFC, along with Brady having 3,900 yards and 37 touchdowns. So they would be flying their way past the divisional round against the Bengals to end up in the AFC Championship game to face against the Jaguars, who do have a very good team going for them with Maurice Jones-Drew and Torrey Holt. And even though that team on paper for the Jaguars looks really good, and they would be competing the whole entire time against Tom Brady and company, they would still be no match for them, and the Patriots would be heading back to the Super Bowl yet again. And before I tell you the Super Bowl opponent, it's very important that right now you buckle in your seatbelt, because when I tell you who this opponent is, you're not going to believe it. Finally, after it being quote-unquote their year to make the Super Bowl, the Cowboys have finally found their way to it. And as much as we might want to joke about this team, they do have prime DeMarcus Ware and Tony Romo, which could be a problem for this Patriots team here. This is now the only thing standing in the way of Tom Brady and company pulling off a back-to-back Super Bowl win, which would definitely be huge in his resume conversations at the end of his career. So with Brady having a lot on the line here, it could be fair to say that it might be too much on him right now, but he would be throwing those takes out the window this game and would truly be dominating this Cowboys team himself, taking home his second Super Bowl win, this time being back-to-back. And now that he's gone back-to-back, he now has a chance to do a three-peat, which would definitely cement himself in all-time NFL history forever. So as we turn the page to season 11 for Tom Brady, he now has some new teammates coming into the league, being a young Rob Gronkowski and Aaron Hernandez, who might be a little bit questionable off the field. And to go along with that, Julian Edelman is finally making an emergence as a main wide receiver on this team, so Brady's going to have a lot of help this year. So with all this help, you're probably thinking that this team's making the playoffs yet again and are going to fight their way back to the Super Bowl, but that would not be the case this year. Brady and the Patriots would be having their worst season yet, going 8-9 and missing the playoffs and getting zero shot at going for the three-peat. A year that had a chance to be very historic for Tom Brady is now being thrown out the window. And the team would try to have a very big bounce back year in season 12 for Tom Brady, but to be honest, that would ultimately end up failing as the team would go 9-8 and make the playoffs, but would ultimately end up getting destroyed in the wildcard round by one of the best Steelers teams we've seen. So now we're looking towards season 13 for Tom Brady, and I'm happy to say that the team's having a bounce back season this year. The team would be going 11-6 and making the playoffs yet again, and Brady would also be having a bounce back season himself as well. So Brady and company would be breezing past the wild card round and would be finding themselves in the divisional round as they have to face the 16-1 Ravens, which is not going to be an easy task. And this 16-1 Ravens team is no joke. They're probably one of the best teams in the league, and this defense is gonna be pretty scary. So with that being said, Brady would end up falling short to this team and would be sent home in the divisional round. These past few seasons for Brady and company have been pretty disappointing, so there is some hope going into season 14 for him that they could all bounce back. And that's exactly what Brady would be doing for this team. He would be helping the team go 13-4 on the year and also would have 4,800 yards and 29 TDs himself. And as they would get the #1 seed in the AFC, they would be breezing their way past the divisional and the AFC Championship game, so they would be finding themselves back in the Super Bowl yet again with a huge bounce back season here. So as we look towards the Super Bowl, Tom Brady and company are going to have to face the Seattle Seahawks, who have the elite Legion of Boom defense on their side. If we're being honest, this is probably the toughest defense he's going to play in his whole entire career, so a win here would definitely be a huge statement win for himself. So as we get into this game, both teams would be in a dogfight the whole entire time between each other, with both teams' defenses really showing up in this one. And while Brady and the young Russell Wilson would still be helping their team put up points, the Seattle Seahawks would actually be up 17-14 going into the fourth with 4 left in the game. But now with Tom Brady in one of the biggest games of his career, has a chance to pull off a game-winning drive here to seal another Super Bowl win for himself. Brady getting the ball back at his own 22. They have a long way to go, but they do have the timeouts and time to do it. They're going to hand it off to LeGarrette Blount, a very interesting play there, and it is not going to get many yards. This game has very big implications here for Brady. If he's able to take down a defense like the Legion of Boom, it would definitely be put in the history books for sure. Gronk gabs the first down for him. Brady now with 2 timeouts. They're going to be very crucial here that they get the ball moving quick. And he is going to get stopped there, 2nd and 7. You don't want to give the ball back to Seattle either. 3 timeouts, so they can't really rush anything like crazy, but they do need to get moving, and that is a very good start, getting down to the 44. Brady dropping back now, is going to take a shot down to Edelman. He's going to grab the first down and more. Down at the 23, running more hurry up again. They are not wasting any time here right now and are moving very quick. He's going to throw another short little pass down and grabs another first down at the 10. I believe that was the 2nd string tight end. Brady now is going to hand it off to his running back, Shane Vereen. Goes down. Timeout, Patriots. Kind of looks like something we saw on the opposite side of the field in real life for Seattle. He's going to throw it out to Edelman. Edelman is going to get stopped at the 3 with 40 seconds left. Patriots used their last timeout here. 39 seconds left, 3rd and goal. Was a very smart move. Let's see what play they dial up here. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Patriots. Throws it out to his guy, number 17. Couldn't even tell you who that is, because other than Edelman and Gronk, it's a bunch of nobodies. Last attempt here for Seattle to win the game. If they don't get it, Brady wins yet another Super Bowl and takes down the best defense ever, potentially. Another shot to the end zone. Are you kidding? Oh. What just happened? There's no way he just lost like that. The ball tipped in the air and Zach Miller catches it and games the Patriots That might be the best ending to a Super Bowl ever. I don't even know what to say for Brady at that point. That is nuts. So maybe one of the craziest endings in Super Bowl history, Tom Brady is losing to the Legion of Boom and the Seattle Seahawks in a very good bounce back season for the team. It sucks that it had to end this way, and this might be the most unlucky win he will have of his whole entire career, but he's gonna have redemption here soon. So heading into year 15 for Tom Brady, they're trying to overcome that really rough Super Bowl loss, and Brady would be taking advantage of that opportunity right now. Not only would this team find their way back to the #1 seed in the AFC, reigning supreme in the playoffs yet again, but Tom Brady as well would be breaking the single season passing yard record with 5,500 yards and 48 touchdowns as well, which would make for an MVP season for himself, being his first one yet. So you can add that to his career resume, and now he has a serious shot at doing something most QBs haven't really done, which is win Super Bowl MVP along with the MVP and winning the Super Bowl all in one season. You'd be shocked, but the last time someone ever did that was in 1999, being the legendary Kurt Warner. So if Tom Brady could do that here, that would definitely put him in the books for a long time. And Brady's going to get the opportunity to try to pull that record off, as in the playoffs, they would be dominating yet again, as they would beat the Chargers in the divisional round and beat the Ravens in the AFC Championship game to go back to the Super Bowl to face the Falcons. And this Falcons team is really good on paper. Having Matt Ryan and Julio Jones on the offense is going to be a serious problem for this Patriots defense. So Tom Brady's going to have to match up really well on offense. So with that all being said, this game would be very intense the whole entire time between these two teams, as they both be dominating both sides of the field for the first half. And with just one more stop by this Patriots defense, Tom Brady would be walking away with another Super Bowl win. Well, this could be play of the game here. Matt Ryan's going to be dropping back. He's going to take a shot out deep. That looks like it's going to be incomplete. Wow. Very weird play call on the 4th and 7, but the Patriots are getting the ball back in enemy territory. Victory formation here for Brady. The Patriots are going to win the Super Bowl. They come back the second time. They take down the Falcons with it. A very, very big win here for Brady. So just like that, Brady's walking away with ring number 3, and even though he didn't win Super Bowl MVP, winning MVP and a Super Bowl in the same season is not common amongst QBs. So as Brady is celebrating this win here, he has the opportunity to go back-to-back again next season, but I'm gonna be honest, next season is going to be a disaster. Not only would Brady be leading this team to a 9-8 record, barely making the playoffs, they would also be losing in the wildcard round to the Steelers, ending their season right away. Patriots go out in the divisional round 25-20 to the Steelers. Very disappointing way to end the season. After coming off a Super Bowl, kind of thought they were going to go back-to-back, but this season was just a very big step back for them. So yet again, Brady's going to have to try to lead this team to another bounce back season in year 17 for him. And for many reasons we'll cover later, this is going to be a very big year for him. He would be starting things off well for himself, throwing for 4,300 yards and 30 touchdowns this season, and also leading the team to a 10-7 record. And even with that record not showing complete dominance, when it came to the playoffs, they would easily be destroying teams, as in the wild card, they would be beating the Broncos 31-10, and then they would beat the Raiders in the divisional round to move on to the AFC Championship game. So in the AFC Championship game, Brady's going to have to face Tyrod Taylor and the Buffalo Bills, which may seem like an easy matchup on paper, but these two being divisional teams is not going to be the most easy game for both of them. And with that being said, since both these teams are division rivals, they'd be keeping it close the whole entire time with this game, with both of these offenses showing up and doing their thing. But coming down to the last minute in the fourth quarter, the Patriots would be up 1 point against the Bills, so the Patriots defense has to try and show up here to stop Tyrod Taylor from advancing to the Super Bowl. Very big drive here going for the Bills. They are in field goal range with timeouts. They can easily take a lead here with very little time to go, and McCoy's going to get big room running there. Not a great sign there for the Patriots defense. Let's see what they're going to do here. They are going to throw it for whatever reason, and they are going to grab the first down, and the clock is going to start ticking. Taylor now is going to throw it out to the end zone for Charles Clay. He is wide open. I don't even know why they did that. 14 seconds left for Brady now. Let's see what he can do. They are going to go for 2 here to make it a 7-point game. Let's see if they do get it here. And they are, so this will now be overtime if Brady does score here. So they're going to start at the 35-yard line here. Brady with 14 seconds and 3 timeouts. Definitely some chance here to get something going. And he will grab it down to the 50. Timeout. I think Kogan got that. 9 seconds left for Brady now. Obviously, you're trying to score a touchdown here. You don't have a choice. Another deep pass down to I think that's Amendola, actually. Timeout. 5 seconds left now. Brady, if he even wants a chance to go back to the Super Bowl, has to get the Hail Mary of his lifetime off. And he is going to get it off. And it is not going to be caught. And that is going to do it. Brady loses an AFC Championship game to the Bills. And Tyrod Taylor is going to the Super Bowl. So Brady's being sent home on a low note for this team, as the defense had no answers to stop Tyrod Taylor on the last drive of the game, and Brady had to try to win this game himself the whole time. So with this season coming to an end, before we start year 18 for Brady, there's some pretty big competition coming into the league now. Mahomes has officially entered the league as a rookie, and even though he's not going to be starting his first season with the Chiefs, he's definitely going to be a problem here for Brady towards the end of his career. So with that being addressed, the Patriots wouldn't be having the greatest season this year, going 9-8, but Tom Brady would be doing amazing for himself, throwing for 4,700 yards and 32 touchdowns, showing that he can still carry this team to success soon. And that would be shown in the playoffs right away, as Tom Brady and company would be blowing out the Titans in the wildcard round and blowing out the Steelers in the divisional round to find their way to the AFC Championship game, where they would be facing the Oakland Raiders. And yet again, we would be seeing Brady show up in the AFC Championship game on a strong note, leading his team to victory over the Raiders 21-17, sending Brady back to the Super Bowl yet again. And for the third time in his reverse career, he's going to be seeing the Falcons in the Super Bowl yet again with a pretty similar team as last time. And this is going to be one of the most intense Super Bowls Brady's played in his reverse career so far, as this game would be close the whole entire time with both defenses stopping each other's offenses. So this game would be tied 14-14 in the fourth. And ironically, that score would be staying the same throughout the whole fourth quarter. So we're going to be seeing a Patriots-Falcons overtime Super Bowl game, something similar to what we've seen in real life. And with both teams not being able to score on their first drives in overtime, this would now come down to a sudden death game, for whichever team scores next would be winning the Super Bowl. And in this situation, Brady's going to have the ball, so he has a chance to lead their team to a game-winning field goal attempt here. Brady now lined up at the 40 here. You really don't need that many yards to get into a good field goal range with this type of weather. And Brady's going to scramble for 1 yard. Don't know why that hit was his idea. I don't understand the reasoning of why we're taking the most unathletic quarterback to ever play the game to just start scrambling on a QB draw in overtime, but that's not my decision either. Brady's going to throw it out to Amendola. That's going to be incomplete there, 3rd and 9. At the end of the day, we got to see if this offense can get moving a tiny bit. And they will grab a first down with Brandon Cooks. And they're going to be down at the 30. Let's see what Gostowski can do here. Should be a pretty cheap shot for him, but let's see if he can make it in this weather. The kick is up. That looks pretty on point here, and that is going to be good. Brady wins his 4th Super Bowl in his reverse career. What a game to see. So in the outcome of this overtime thriller, Tom Brady's walking away with his 4th Super Bowl ring in his reverse career, and it's showing some real success towards the back end of his career. So yet again, he now has another opportunity to try to go and win back-to-back Super Bowls heading into next season. And the team would be keeping up the momentum from the Super Bowl win, as the team would be going 12-5 on the season. And with Brady having 4,300 yards and 31 TDs, the Patriots are looking like Super Bowl favorites yet again. So as we jump into the playoffs, we're going to be going all the way into the divisional round to see Tom Brady play against Patrick Mahomes for the first time as the Chiefs starter. A game that's been hyped up all playoffs is now happening, where this could easily be deciding who walks out of the AFC and goes to the Super Bowl here. And this Chiefs team is pretty stacked right now with talent. Having guys like Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce on the offensive side makes the most complete offense Mahomes is going to have in his career right now. And this game would be as good as anyone could think, with both Brady and Mahomes putting up a masterclass on offense the whole entire time. So going into the fourth quarter, Brady would be the one with the upper hand in this game, but Mahomes still has a chance to dial up a comeback here. Mahomes now, in his first playoff appearance here, throws it out to Kelce. He's going to get down into the red zone here, down at the 20. We've officially hit the 2-minute warning here. This Chiefs offense this year has been ridiculous with Tyreek and Kelce. I don't know how they're going to find a way to stop it, but they are going to sack Mahomes. They're 2nd and 16 now. Chiefs do have 2 timeouts and are down 6. A touchdown is a must-have here. Now it's going to be 3rd and 12. They're hurrying up to the line yet again, trying to use that timeout potentially on a 4th down here. Mahomes gonna find his man out there, number 17. I don't know if that's Watkins or not, but probably not. It's gonna be 4th and 5 here now. Very big play coming up here for Mahomes. If they miss it right here, the game's pretty much over, and Brady and company can just kneel this. Kelsey drops it after a big defensive play there. Incomplete, turnover on downs. So thanks to a big defensive play by the Patriots in the end zone, Brady is taking down Mahomes in their first matchup here in his reverse career. And as I said earlier about this game, probably deciding who comes out in the AFC, that would be holding true the rest of the way, as the Patriots would be taking down the Colts in the AFC Championship game to advance to another Super Bowl for Tom Brady. So in the Super Bowl, Tom Brady is going to have to face the Cowboys yet again, this time being years later with a totally different team. They now have a young Dak Prescott at QB who's been tearing up the league recently, and also Ezekiel Elliott, who, as we all know, in his prime is one of the best running backs to play in the game. There's a lot on the line for both teams here. Brady has a chance to walk away with his 5th Super Bowl ring, and Dak Prescott has a chance to walk away with his first one here with a young upcoming talent team like the Cowboys. So with the stage set for both teams, this game would be close the whole time, with this being one of the best Super Bowls we're going to see in this video here. And to everybody's surprise, the Cowboys would be finding their way up in the fourth quarter 20-16, but that doesn't mean Brady can't find a way through another comeback. So with a minute 30 left to go in the game, Brady has an opportunity to take a lead here. Big 3rd and 8 here coming up for Brady. He's going to be an empty. Throws it to the end zone for Edelman. That is going to be a touchdown. The Patriots take a 2-point lead here. With a field goal, they can go up 3, and that will be a 3-point lead with a minute 30 to go in the Super Bowl. Dak now dropping back. Only 3 people going to him. He's going to try to take a deep shot outfield, and that is going to be interception if it stands. I don't know if that flag was roughing the passer. It's going to be pass interference on the defense. Oh my God. I can't believe they just did that. That is so stupid. At this point now, if you're the Patriots, that was a very bad defensive play there for the pass interference. And Dak's going to throw it out to Zeke on a screen pass, and he's not going to get any yards there. New England uses a timeout to ice the kicker. 25 seconds left here. Brett Maher with the kick of his life on the line. The kick is up. Let's see if that's going to go through. And it will. Brady's now in the toughest situation he can be in this Super Bowl. Tied game, and he needs to get into field goal range for this team to have a chance to win it. Now we have to see what type of approach Brady and company are going to take here with 19 seconds left and 2 timeouts. They are going to hand it off to their back. And Sony Michel's actually getting a big gain. Michel across the 50. Timeout Patriots. What in the world just happened? 13 seconds now left for Brady and a timeout to go. They only need to get into field goal range to tie this game up technically. He's going to get out to Michel one more time. They're going to call timeout with 8 left. They need to get out of bounds with this. I don't know if they're going to try to go for it all. They are for whatever reason. And it's going to be out of the end zone, incomplete. Still 2 seconds left. Brady is going to attempt one more Hail Mary, or else we're going to have overtime yet again. And it's going to be caught by Gronk in the end zone. They just gamed them on a Hail Mary. Are you serious? There is no way they just gamed them on a Hail Mary. Oh my God. And it's safe to say this is probably the craziest ending we've seen to a Super Bowl ever, with Tom Brady being on the title of it. So Brady's walking away with his 5th Super Bowl ring, and for the first time ever, he's walking away with the Super Bowl MVP as well. So you can add that one to the trophy case as well. So Brady's getting his 5th Super Bowl ring as we reach the tail end of his career. And now that we're heading into year 20 for him, there's going to be a big change to the team. His partner in crime being Rob Gronkowski is officially retiring from the NFL now, so now it's only Tom Brady and Julian Edelman running the offense. And that would kind of be shown this year, as Tom Brady would have 4K yards and 19 touchdowns, and the team would be going 9-8 as a result. And even with those setbacks, they're still finding themselves back in the divisional round, but yet again, they're going to have to face Patrick Mahomes, which is not going to be as easy as it was last year. Now that Mahomes has a playoff run under his belt, he's definitely going to be more suited this time when it comes to facing a guy like Tom Brady and the Patriots. And even though Brady would have the upper hand going into this game, Mahomes and company would be lighting up this Patriots team 35-14, sending Brady home in the divisional round. And that'll do it. Mahomes takes down Brady in the divisional round. 35-14, wasn't even close. And it's clear one of the big themes we're going to see towards the end of Brady's reverse career is that he's going to have to start carrying his team throughout the playoffs, because his supporting cast is not going to be all that great. So now we're going into year 21 for Brady, and this time around in his real career, he would be joining the Bucs for his first year, but this time he's going to be ending it with the Patriots. And this season, the team would be bouncing back a lot better, going 11-6 on the year, and they would be finding themselves back in the divisional round, playing against Patrick Mahomes once again. So it's pretty clear now that this Mahomes and Brady matchup is pretty much inevitable in the playoffs every single season from now on. So with both QBs having played against each other multiple times already, I would have thought Mahomes would have had the upper hand due to how last year went. But with that being said, Tom Brady and company would be getting the laugh on the Chiefs this year, beating them 34-13. So Brady's finding his way back to the AFC Championship game, where he's going to have to face one of the next upcoming young QBs, being Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. So for this game, both these QBs would be putting up amazing numbers on offense the whole entire time, almost matching each other the whole way through. But Josh Allen towards the end of the game would be having the lead over Brady, but Brady still has a chance to gain back this lead and find his way back to the Super Bowl. But this Bills defense would just be too good for Tom Brady, and Josh Allen's now going to be getting the first laugh on Brady in the playoffs. Brady loses in the AFC Championship game to Josh Allen, ending yet another close season to winning the Super Bowl. So now we're jumping into Brady's second to last season in his reverse career, and I have to say this year he's going to be playing at another level. He's been playing at a career level this season, going for 4,500 yards and 37 TDs and having another all-pro season for himself. And yet again, the Patriots would be dominating their way through the playoffs, and they would be meeting the Bills back in the AFC Championship once again in back-to-back years. And this game yet again would be as good as anyone could have asked for, with it being close the whole entire time between these two teams. So with it being tied at 20 apiece going late into the fourth quarter, Brady actually has a chance to try to pull off a game-winning field goal drive here for his team. Brady's going to step back to throw, steps up in the pocket, he's going to scramble with it, and he's going to grab a first down and a little bit more. Timeout Patriots, and he's down at the 22. That might have just booked them a trip to the Super Bowl if they can hang on to the ball here and kick the field goal and make it. They're going to hand it off to their back now to just gain some extra yards and drain down the clock. 9 seconds left on the clock here. The kick is going to be up, and it is going to be good. 3 seconds left on the clock. The Bills pretty much have nothing they can do now. Brady, as long as nothing stupid happens, is going back to the Super Bowl in his 22nd season. That is nuts. So in one of Brady's last years in the NFL, he's finding his way back to the Super Bowl, and it's going to be a pretty big game for him here. So in the Super Bowl, he's going to have to be facing the San Francisco 49ers, who do have Trey Lance at QB, which may be very shocking, but he's actually been playing good this year. And along with that, they still have the likes of Fred Warner, Nick Bosa, and George Kittle on the offense, so this team's definitely going to be really tough for Brady to take down. And so with that all being said, this is going to be Brady's biggest game of his career. He's playing for his 6th Super Bowl ring, and a win here could definitely cement his legacy as one of the best players to ever do it. And in this game, he would be showing why he's the best of all time, with his offense scoring points and matching up with the Niners the whole entire time in this game. But still, Trey Lance and company would still be matching up with Tom Brady and the Patriots in this game, and would be keeping it close the whole entire time going into the fourth quarter. And as we got late into this game, the Patriots would be down 26-28 to the 49ers, but with 2:20 left in the game, Tom Brady still has a chance to win this game for his team. But in order to do it, he's going to have to carry the team on his back in one of the biggest stages in the NFL. All right, big drive going here for Tom Brady and company. It's 2nd and 7, 2:23 left to go. Brady is down 2 points with 3 timeouts still, so they have some time to go, and Damian Harris gets stopped in the backfield, or James White. Here we go now. Brady past the 2-minute warning now. 3rd and 9 here. Very big play coming up. Brady's going to throw it to his guy. He's going to fall short of the first down mark, and it's going to be Jacoby Myers falling short. And it looks like Brady and company are lining up to go for it here. Very interesting move. And his guy is going to get stopped. Damian Harris is going to fall short of the first down. A very, very rough turnover of downs right there. Not ideal in this situation here. But they do have Trey Lance at QB. Let's see how good he really is. He's going to throw it out to Ayuk, and he's going to get some yards there, and he's going to get stopped short of the first down. Patriots defense needs to show up here a tiny bit more. It's 2nd and 2. They just used their first timeout, and they are going to convert the first down. They're going to get a lot more than that. They're actually going to go score. That was some very, very poor tackling by the defense. That might have just cost them the game, honestly. Here we go now. Brady, again, hopefully he can maybe try to lead something here really quick. They're going to motion out Harris into empty formation. He's going to hit Nelson Aguilar, who actually catches it and grabs a first down. New England does use their second timeout there. They're going to hand it off here. Definitely a place to go hand the ball. Damian Harris makes a guy miss. Are you serious? They're going to go score a touchdown off a run when they're down by like multiple possessions. I don't even know what that play call was, but I'm just going to shut up because I don't know how that worked. Here we go. I pray that they get the onside kick here. It's going to go up, and it's not going to happen for New England. This game is pretty much over. And in shocking fashion, Tom Brady is falling short of a Super Bowl to a young Trey Lance, which is going to come as a surprise to everybody. This now sets up as a very big final season for Tom Brady here, as it's officially Super Bowl or bust for him. And his retirement tour in the regular season would be starting off amazing, as he would be leading his team to a 13-4 record, being the 1 seed yet again, which will help a ton in the playoffs. He'd be destroying the Titans in the divisional round to find his way back to the AFC Championship game to go against Patrick Mahomes yet again. There's a lot of uncertainty for Brady going into this game to make the Super Bowl. Even though Brady had a legendary regular season to end off his career, going into a game like this is going to be one of his toughest challenges yet. And I hate to say it, but Mahomes is going to be absolutely shredding Brady in his final game in his NFL career, destroying them 51-21. So even though Brady's reverse career is ending here, it's really hard to look back on his career right now and say that this was shorthanded. So as it's officially come to a close for his career, we can now finally take a look at Tom Brady's real career and Tom Brady's reverse career stats, and things are pretty shocking when you look at them. And obviously Tom Brady's normal career is the best career we've ever seen in the NFL, no questions asked, but when it comes to his reverse career, this just might be the second best career we've ever seen. But I'll leave that to you to decide if that's true or not.